What's going on, y'all? I go by the name Church Life. And today I'm going to be sharing a vision I had. And this is part of the reason why I serve the good Lord the way I do till this day. And, and I'm going to give you a little backstory of how I always knew I was going to be serving God the way I do today. So when I was younger, when I was a little kid, right, I always used to have dreams and visions. You know what I'm saying? And I always used to have dreams of angels and demons fighting. And in a lot of those dreams, sometimes I'd be an angel in the dream. And I remember one time I was an angel in the dream and I was actually fighting the devil himself. And I always would wake up before the fight was over. You know what I'm saying? And so, God always kind of shared with me like the supernatural realm. He always kind of like let me see certain things that was just pertaining to supernatural. So I always kind of knew like I was going to be on this path with God. And even when I was a little kid, RP to my grandma, man, like I used to talk to my grandma and I used to say, when I get older, I ain't going to never drink. I ain't going to never smoke. I ain't going to do none of that stuff. And, of course, that didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? I end up doing all that stuff, you know what I mean? But I always look at it like, you gotta go through something in order to have a testimony, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I look at it, you know what I mean? Like God, thank God for Lord Jesus, you know what I'm saying? And so to fast forward, now I'm in my 20s, my early 20s, and I end up getting a job, end up getting my own spot, had a nice vehicle. I was driving a Chevy Trailblazer at the time, and the Chevy Trailblazer will be monumental too, because that's actually the truck that me, my mom, and sister started living in when we started our journey. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of wild too. But so my cousin, right? He ended up dropping out of college or whatnot, and he ended up he went back home to his parents, and they ended up kicking him out. So he needed a spot to stay at. You know what I'm saying? And he stayed with his brothers, and I think his brothers, ended up kicking him out too. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't trying to put his business out there like that. But he ended up staying with me. I said, bro, you can come stay with me. So one day we were just chilling in my truck, and we were listening to Kanye West, and we were just talking, catching up, and all that kind of stuff. And so, like, he got the idea. He said, "Hey, bro, like, shoot, walk with me around the corner so we can get some weed, like roll up." So I said, "All right, that's a bet." So we hop out, we turn the car off, hop out the car, you know what I'm saying? Started walking around the corner, and we knew the guys that sold the weed. You know what I'm saying? So they were pretty cool people. You know what I mean? And so like we buy the bag, we go back to the truck. So my cousin started rolling up, we turned the music back on, we listened to Kanye West. And so like we started smoking. And then next thing you know, we both of us heard a baby crying in the song. We listened to this song 1,000,000 times, and we heard a baby crying in the song. I promise to you, I wish I could remember what song it was, man. But it was Kanye West. That's the only thing I remember. And we heard a baby crying in the song. So me and my cousin looking at each other, we were like, yo, what the? I never heard that in the song. And I was like, me neither. So all of a sudden, right, we heard a boom noise. And mind you, I had a dream about the rapture as well. And in the rapture dream, cause I talked about that too. I got a video up talking about that, and I heard a boom noise in that dream too. You know what I mean? And the rapture dream, I was actually living for the good Lord. Like the way I'm living for him now, I was actually living for the good Lord. Well, when I had that dream, you know what I mean? But this boom noise was different, you know what I'm saying? Cause it was like, it was happening in real life, like in real time. And no lie, like me and my cousin looked at each other, right? And no lie, it felt like time stopped. And I also got a video about that too, when I was 16. And that's the first time I heard God's voice, and no lie, it felt like time stopped. When I was 16, when that situation happened, when I first heard God's voice, I got the video up, it felt like time stopped then too. So, but bring it back to what I'm talking about now. So me and my cousin looking at each other after we heard the boom noise, we were like, yo, what was that? And I was like, bro, I don't know. I was like, you felt that too? And he was like, yeah. So I was like, Dad, that's crazy. So next thing you know, something said, look to the left. So we looked to the left, and it was a man standing on the edge of the sidewalk. So me and my cousin looking at each other, and my cousin asked me, he said, bro, you ever seen him before? And I was like, nah. And the man, no lie, like he had like long, like wavy hair, right? He had his beard was connected, goatee, you know what I'm saying? Everything neatly trimmed and all that kind of stuff. He had a blue dress shirt, a black tie, and some black dress slacks, right? And some black dress shoes. And so we looking at it, so we just keeping our eye on him, cause shoot, we probably kind of think he the police or something like that. So we kept looking at him, right? All of a sudden he just disappeared. And I was like, whoa, what? Like I'm talking about disappeared right in front of he disappeared right in front of our eyes. He disappeared right in front of our eyes. So I'm looking at my cousin. All of a sudden, my cousin started looking around real crazy. Like he was just like this, like just looking around, you know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, I just busted out crying. Like I couldn't control my crying. And so I tapped my cousin, I said, bro, you all right, bro? You all right? And he said, yeah, man, yeah. He said, man, I just seen an angel laying in front of your doorstep. I said, what? And as soon as he said that, I had a vision of angels and demons fighting. So after all that happened, like we get out the car, we go in the house, and we started talking about what just happened. Like, cause we still couldn't believe it. So I asked my cousin, I said, bro, what you see? And no lie, man, he described the exact thing I saw. So I said, yo, this is crazy. This is crazy. And so after that, you know what I'm saying? Like we just go to sleep. And that whole night I was feeling restless. Like it was hard for me to go to sleep, and I had to go to work the next morning. And I worked at Sam's Club, by the way. So I get up the next morning. I talked to my cousin. I said, bro, like, you sure we saw what we saw the other day? He was like, bro, I promise you, man, I still remember. I said, shoot. I said, what? Did you feel restless? Like you couldn't go to sleep? And my cousin was like, he said, man, I promise to you, I couldn't sleep at all. And then my cousin, he said he actually had a dream that he was in hell. He had a dream that like the demons and stuff was trying to take him to hell, and he started singing gospel songs, and that's how he escaped. He started singing gospel songs, and that's how he escaped. And then he said that's how he was able to go to sleep. I was like, man, that's crazy. Now I ain't had no dream that I went to hell. But, I just couldn't really go to sleep because I was still bothered a little bit about what happened the night before. So I go to work, you know what I mean? And I'm still tripping. Like I work in the meat. I was working in the meat department at the time. And so I was doing my daily task. First I go out there and I kind of see, what got to be put out, like what type of meat need to be put out. What, chicken and all that kind of stuff. Try to see what got to be put out. So I made my little list, and so I went back there in the cooler, and I started loading up my cart. So I get back out there, right? All of a sudden, it looked like everybody in Sam's Club started walking in slow motion, and next thing you know, my back got heavy. And so I'm thinking to myself, like, yo, what in the world going on? So my back was getting heavier and heavier, and all of a sudden I turned around, no lie, I seen an angel wing come out of my back, yo. I seen an angel wing, like coming out of my back. And so I'm thinking to myself, yo, this can't be real. This can't be real. So next thing you know, I said, man, bump this junk, yo. I'm about to take a break. So I take a break. I told the supervisor or whatnot, I said, man, I gotta take a break, man. I ain't feeling like myself. So he was like, all right, man, go ahead and take your break. So I get out to my truck, right? And all of a sudden I just started just thinking to the good Lord, and I was crying a little bit. And next thing you know, I looked up, and no lie, man, I saw the face of God, yo. I saw Jesus' face like in the clouds, yo. I was like, yo, what? Man, my mind was so blown. I was like, yo, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And, to add to all that, right? No lie, man. When we started our journey in South Carolina, because all this is taking place in Greenville, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? When we moved to South Carolina, to make a long story short, I usually go by my middle name, which is Marcel. You know what I'm saying? When I started living for the good Lord in South Carolina, right, the way I do now, I started going by my first name, Michael. My first name is Michael. No lie, man. The day I truly gave my life to the good Lord, right? Everybody that when we used to meet people and just kind of talk to them or whatever, and I tell them my name, guess what they used to call me? Michael the Archangel. And when I was little, when I was a kid, right, I always dreamed that, I was fighting, you know what I'm saying, demons and Lucifer. And I got a lot of dreams where I was an angel in the dream too. I don't know what it meant. I don't really know what all that mean. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to figure it out. But I lie to you not, man. We went to an art gallery, right? And I was talking to a lady, and she asked me my name, and I said, my name Michael. And I'm living for the good Lord at this point in my life too. And I said, my name Michael. And she said, oh, Michael like the Archangel. I was like, what? I just couldn't believe it, man. Like, I'm telling you, man, as soon as I gave my life to the good Lord, people started calling me that. And so next thing you know, I remember one day we went to Dollar Tree. And we was on a journey, we was homeless, and we went to Dollar Tree. And it was a lady having a bad day. And I said, just smile. I said, the rest of the day ain't gonna be bad for you. You're gonna have the rest of your day gonna be good. And she said, you must be my angel today. I was like, what? Man, so basically, man, this story just basically talking about, a vision I had of angels and demons fighting, and I ended up seeing the face of Lord Jesus in the sky, the next day. And and the reason why I told you the other parts to it, like when we moved to South Carolina, and I started going by my first name, because it kind of ties into all that what I just told you, and it ain't no coincidence that once I gave my life to the good Lord and I started going by my first name, people started calling me like Michael the Archangel. And I was like, man, that's crazy. I remember one time, I was telling somebody, I was talking about, and this is, I'm still living for the good Lord like the way I do now. And on this part, I'm about to tell you. Like, I was telling somebody, like, I was trying to come up with a rap name. And we was talking about something, and he was like, man, you should go by Michael the Archangel. I said, so, yeah, man, I just wanted to share that with y'all, man. I don't really know 100% what it all means, but I do know that I always felt that I had to live for the good Lord in a major way, you know what I'm saying? And I always felt like I always had to, like, just talk about God, you know what I'm saying? And share God with people and share my experiences, you know what I'm saying, that I had with God, because God always showed me something supernatural, man. He always showed me something supernatural. But like, I got more stories too, man, about like, this is the reason why I live for the good Lord the way I do, because I know the supernatural is real. I'm telling you, the supernatural is real, man. But it's church life, man, and I love y'all, man, and I pray, that this helps somebody, find their calling or what they're supposed to be doing, because sometimes God show you stuff in some of the most unusual ways, you know what I'm saying? And, I hope this helps someone at least learn how to identify when God's showing you something, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't believe in coincidences, you know what I'm saying? I believe that, when stuff happens, it's just meant to happen. And that's how God, you know what I'm saying, wanted it to happen. You know what I mean? Especially when you living for God, or especially when God calling you to live for him, you know what I'm saying? Like, he calling on you, he tugging on your heart. Because, like, I ain't gonna lie, like, when I was younger, you know what I'm saying, I kind of resisted and every time I did something, I always felt bad about it. Like every time I got drunk, every time I smoked some weed, I felt bad about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew when I was a little kid, I told my grandma I wasn't gonna do that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I end up doing it anyway. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, like that's my supernatural experience, man, and it was wild. It's church life, man. I love y'all.